So, Ed, how would you like to play Three Question Thursday?
Let's do it, Noreen.
All right. You said this is not a me program. It's a we program. So what in depth do you do besides the 12-step? You mentioned you had been in a mastermind. You've got a buddy that you do your food with, right? What are the other things that you do to stay focused and together?
Yeah, so I am plugged into my 12-step fellowship for compulsive overeaters. I'm being cautious not to name it because I said Ed P. Everybody knows my name from the Facebook page, but wanting to honor the traditions there. But I believe so much in what we're talking about, that freedom is possible, that I'm okay sharing my side-by-side picture. I'm not a representative of the program, but I'm a representative of God doing a miracle in my life. And I find it amazing that this book, written back in the 1930s, it speaks to me. And I'll just show you my inside cover, and it's kind of like this throughout, but just all these notes, references, because
Wow.
I go back to it often. I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
I think that you covered it because I think you do Marco Polo too, right?
Yeah, I do Marco Polo. I'm actually in one Zoom compulsive overeating fellowship meeting a week, and I do 3 in-person men's meeting. It's something called Celebrate Recovery, which is a faith-based 12-step program. And I'm in a group where there's men, each of these 3 meetings. So it's Wednesday morning, I go Saturday morning, I go Sunday morning, and there's between 15 to 25 men there. And I love it where it's kind of atypical. Oftentimes when you're introducing yourself, you want to start with, something really bright about you, right? And we go all around the room, and I say I'm a recovered compulsive overeater. I'm exposing the biggest issue in my life. Another person, alcohol. I'm here because of my alcoholism or drug addiction or whatever the case may be. So these are the men that I'm going to retreat next week, Wednesday through Sunday up in Wisconsin with these men.
And you know what? You hit on something, Ed, that I see over and over, that I saw in that first group that I joined when I started Bright Line Eating. And that is to be vulnerable. The friendships formed because of that. Like you said, you're putting it all right out there. And then if you have a then and now photo, you're really like, whoa, like, the last thing on my mind was that I would ever be talking about my weight publicly. So here I am, just blowing that out of the water. But because, you just love these people so much. You truly become such friends. You just want to share and help if you can, what you've learned.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll see somebody and my mind goes toward this term, the walking wounded. And I've been walking wounded. But I can't just walk up to somebody and try to extend hope, because that would be offensive. But here we are in a community where we're all here because we want to be here and we're desiring something, and we get to do it. Somebody was struggling in the community, and I said, when one of us suffers, we all suffer. It's not about each of us trying to get ahead of the other. It's about us getting across the finish line together. That's really what it's about.
I want to ask you a question about the journaling. Is it through the journaling that you get the inspiration for these wonderful posts that you create? Or do they just come to you in the morning, or what? How do you do that?
So my morning time is very special to me, and this is kind of where I get to have some me time. I'm fresher. I've got my cup of coffee, and I do have several books that I like to use to kind of get some ideas flowing. But part of it is me wanting to have this authentic connection with God, and remembering that I'm not alone. And that's really a big part of it. And but my journaling, it's about some of what's going on in me, in my life, what I'm learning from something that I'm reading, how it ties together. I'm not much of an artist, but I might draw little things in there that are helpful to me. But it's kind of me just having time to get focused and centered.
I hear so much gratitude from you in every single post. when you described the miracle. But I just want to end with this last question, because it was powerful to me when you talked about it the other day. And you said there was a quote by Mark Houston that.
Yeah. So Mark Houston he's a talker in the AA circuit. I've heard his story. He's passed away now, I think probably in 2010. But a lot of these podcasts are available. And if you're interested, you can just say, AA speaker Mark Houston, and you'll get a lot of options. But I remember this one talk that he was giving. He said, stop worshiping the fingers. And I could only, it was just audio, but I could imagine a whole bunch of, if you think the magic's in the sponsor, or the magic's in the book, or the magic's in the medium, we can add, if you think the magic's in the food plan, these are all pointers inviting you to have an authentic, transformative experience with the living God. Stop worshiping the fingers. And another AA speaker said a similar thing, that so many people want to memorize this and be studied up on that, and they want to eat the menu. The menu is a description to the feast that's available to us. And it's all about having this authentic connection with God. And I've been a man in a particular faith stream really all my life. But it's interesting, just like I described at 330 pounds, saying, God, I trust you, but my hand's in a bag. I'm kind of a practicing agnostic. I can say with my mouth, I trust you, but in my heart, I'm putting my trust in whatever this food is going to do for me in the moment. And I know very little of trusting God authentically. And this is part of what I'm bumping into here at 61 years of age, is an invitation for me to have my own authentic experience with God in a way that changes me. That's what I'm engaged in.
Yeah, it's so great. Everything that you said, I mean, there's just going to be so much that I have to go back and listen to this video when it's out there on YouTube.
I just want to give one affirmation. Our community is awesome. I'm buying a custom-made mug from a friend that I've never met that's a part of this community. I saw her post on it, and she was gracious enough to let me sign up to get a cat mug for my daughter. And I had a situation where I needed a friend in a particular way, and Deb Babcock dropped everything and became that friend for a family member in need. But this is what we do. We care for each other in ways that really make a difference. And Noreen started this because of a response she had to God saying, Noreen, I'm inviting you to something more. And she said, okay. And look at where we are. I just think it's amazing. So thanks to everybody for contributing, and let's lean in. What's your unique gift, and how do you bring that into this community?
Yes, I want to hear about it right here. So hit me up. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. And thank you for playing 3 Question Thursday.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
My friend. Good night, everybody. Stay bright.
Have a good night.
Good night.